Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're digging into something fundamental. The essential skills every manager really needs to succeed, as a leader. Because it's more than just managing tasks, isn't it? It's about leading people, building great teams. We're drawing on insights today from an HR Cloud article, 10 essential skills every manager must have for leadership success.
Yeah, and it's such a critical topic because, honestly, a manager's skills, they directly shape team performance, the whole vibe of the workplace, really. So we're not just going to list skills. We want to unpack why they matter, how they actually work in practice. Maybe as we talk, you can think about which ones you already use or, which ones you might want to work on a bit.
Okay, sounds good. Let's unpack this then. Let's jump right into what makes a great manager. And first up, maybe the most basic but essential one, communication.
Absolutely. Communication is, it's foundational. The source makes a great point. It's not just about talking clearly. It's about making sure everyone is genuinely on the same page, understanding the why behind the what's. So you get that alignment without needing constant clarification. It's more strategic, really.
That makes a lot of sense. Not just sending the message, but making sure it lands right. The article talks about clear goals, sure, but also really emphasizes active listening, which sounds easy, but truly listening, giving people the space to get their thoughts out, that takes effort.
It really does. And it's tied into feedback too, isn't it? Being able to give constructive feedback, but also just as importantly, being genuinely open to receiving it yourself. That active listening piece. The source says it's fundamental for building trust, for really getting what your team is thinking and feeling, listening to understand, not just to reply.
Right. So, okay, you've got communication down, but problems are still going to pop up. Which brings us to the next skill, problem solving. How do good managers tackle that?
Well, it's more than just quick fixes. Effective problem solving is systematic. The article highlights critical thinking, looking at things from different angles, really weighing the options before jumping in. It's about finding the root cause, not just, patching the leak. Sometimes it means trying a few things, especially when things are complex or moving fast.
Yeah, that's a key difference. Not just putting out fires, like you said, but figuring out why they start. Right. And that analytical approach, thinking about outcomes, helps keep the team steady when things get bumpy, right? Keeps things from going off the rails.
Exactly. And often solving problems involves good conflict management too. A lot of people problems are just, problems needing a structured solution.
Okay, building on that people side of things. The next skill is empathy. This sometimes gets called a soft skill, but the source really frames it as strategically important.
Oh, absolutely. Empathy is core to emotional intelligence, understanding your own emotions and recognizing, influencing others. For managers, it's huge. It helps build that psychological safety everyone talks about. It means people feel understood. They stick around longer. They give more effort. They go from just doing their job to being really committed.
Yeah, and it makes managers more flexible too, right? The article notes that understanding the problem is one thing, but truly understanding the people experiencing the problem, that's key. It boosts well-being, productivity, team performance. It's like a leadership superpower, creating real connection.
Definitely. Recognizing people bring their whole selves, emotions, and all to work. It affects everything.
All right, shifting gears a bit from the interpersonal to something more logistical. Time management. This is one a lot of us struggle with, I think. But for a manager juggling everything, it seems critical.
Oh, it's vital. For leadership, for just developing professionally. Good time managers aren't just busy, they're focused. They know how to prioritize, set goals they can actually hit, and get things done efficiently. It's about controlling your day, basically.
And the article mentioned some practical ways to do that, right? Like sorting tasks by urgency and importance, the Eisenhower matrix thing. That helps shift focus from just reacting to doing what actually matters. And things like Gantt charts for bigger projects, visualizing the timeline, who depends on what, can be super helpful.
Spot on. It's about using strategies to make sure you're not just busy, but actually effective with your time.
Okay, next up, decision making. This one can feel tricky. How do great managers make good calls?
Well, some might seem naturally good at it, but usually it's about having a solid process. Our source really stresses analyzing facts carefully, trying to stop those unconscious biases from creeping in. So it's not just picking A or B, it's gathering info, looking hard at the options, then deciding, challenging your own first thoughts.
So more than just pros and cons, really digging into the why behind them and understanding those biases you mentioned, like confirmation bias, just looking for proof you're right. Or anchoring, getting stuck on the first piece of info. Knowing about those helps make better decisions, especially the big ones.
Exactly. It's about having a process that leads to decisions that are considered fair and, that actually work.
Speaking of fair,
Yeah.
disagreements happen. Teams clash sometimes.
Yeah.
Which leads us to conflict resolution.
Yeah, this is essential. Conflict in the workplace over ideas, plans, whatever. It's just going to happen. The article says a manager's ability to handle it constructively, peacefully. That's invaluable. It's not about shutting conflict down, but maybe using it as a chance to grow, make the team stronger.
Because if it's not handled well, things can get toxic fast, right? Engagement drops. So managers really need these skills and need to be ready to use them. Good strategies here keep the workplace positive, allows for healthy debate instead of just resentment.
It's knowing how to step in, mediate, coach, guide the conversation towards something everyone can live with. A lot of places actually offer training in this because it's so important for team health.
Okay, so moving from handling challenges to creating positive energy, the ability to inspire.
Yes, this is where leadership really shines. A leader's power to inspire is huge. Teams move forward when they're united around shared goals. Managers do this by genuinely encouraging people, showing they believe in them, acknowledging their work.
And it's about the bigger picture, too, isn't
Yeah.
it? The vision. People follow leaders because they believe in where the company's going. They want to be part of it. The article calls this inspirational quality part of transformational leadership, getting employees fired up to innovate and contribute to that bigger purpose.
Exactly. It fuels the whole team dynamic, makes everyone feel part of something meaningful.
So after inspiration, well, things don't always go smoothly. Setbacks happen. That brings us to resilience.
Right. Resilient people don't just bounce back, they learn. They admit mistakes, feel the disappointment maybe, but then they analyze what went wrong. They don't let failure crush their confidence. They use it to get better.
Yeah, and managers face pressure constantly. So this skill is just critical. Staying calm, focused, tackling tough problems. It keeps the team steady, keeps morale up. It's showing that grit when things are hard.
It's that inner strength, that ability to navigate rough patches without losing direction. It sets a really powerful tone.
All right, next, creativity. Maybe not the first thing you think of for managers, but seems important for moving forward.
Oh, absolutely. Managers need creativity, not just for artists or designers. It's for finding new solutions to everyday problems. Without it, you risk just getting stuck, doing things the old way, missing chances to improve.
Yeah, creative people see possibilities, right?
Yeah.
They're okay with change, trying new things, even experimenting. To really succeed as a leader, you need to cultivate that outside-the-box thinking. Challenge assumptions, help the team coordinate in new ways, maybe create an environment where it's okay to try and fail sometimes.
Precisely. Creating that safety where new ideas aren't shot down immediately, where limitations become launch pads for innovation.
Okay, finally, we land on a skill that feels like it underpins everything else. Trust.
It really does. Building trust with your team among team members, it's fundamental for leaders. Everything from running projects to delegating to just checking in on well-being relies on trust. It's the glue. And it's not automatic. You build it by being consistent, transparent, even when things are tough, maybe even showing a bit of vulnerability yourself.
And the article makes a great point about micromanaging. Don't do it unless there's a really good reason. Trust people to do their jobs. Often they'll not only meet expectations, but blow them away when they feel empowered and, trusted.
That trust-based approach is so key for a positive culture, and it even helps with conflict management. When trust is high, you can navigate disagreements better. It shifts the dynamic from just oversight to real partnership.
Wow. Okay, so that's quite a list we went through. Communication, problem solving, empathy, time management, decision-making, conflict resolution, inspiring others, resilience, creativity, and trust. It's really clear how they all kind of weave together, isn't it? It's not just one thing, but the whole package that makes an effective leader.
Exactly. And the bottom line from the source is pretty clear. Leading people is hard work. These skills aren't just nice to have, they're crucial. And they're developed, right? Through experience, maybe some training, always learning and improving, your style, how you handle the people stuff, that has a huge impact.
So for you listening, what does this all mean? As you think about these skills, maybe reflect on your own path or where you want to go. Which one of these really jumps out at you right now? Maybe one that feels like your next area for growth.
Yeah, and that brings up a really interesting question to chew on. Thinking about all 10 of these, Which single skill do you believe would unlock the most positive change in your work environment right now? And maybe more importantly, what's just one small concrete step you could take, say this week, to start cultivating that specific skill?